What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to part two of Webcam Games with Xander. And some coffee, some good vibes. That's what we're here about. Learning about what goes on behind the scenes at FFG, of course. But yeah, so if you're watching this and you haven't seen part one, I encourage you to head back and watch the beating that I gave Xander. Is definitely what happened. No way that you could dispute that and go and watch something else.
For
But
sure.
we're gonna jump in. I've got Hera with ECL, and he is running Churret on Dagobah Swamp, 30 HP again. Um, and we'll just kind of pick up from where we left off on some of the questions and keep rolling into to playing a game.
Let's do it.
Um, and now, so I almost am curious too as well. Was there like a reaction in the first year or so that you kind of weren't expecting? And it could go either way, right? It could be, wow, everybody's really excited about this, or it could be, man, I thought this was going to be a home run and nobody seems to care.
Oh man. I know there are definitely a couple that I'm gonna mulligan, but I know there's a couple that we internally were like, the reaction to that specific unit was not what we thought it was gonna be, but we think people are gonna come around to it. So I know we've had those discussions plenty of times. And one of them doesn't jump to mind right off the bat. Uh, but honestly, I think the every Friday leader reveals was nice, or every other
Mhm.
Friday. Like I'm glad that people got on board with that. It was cool to see people like eventually, oh, every other Friday we're getting these now, and some of the regular segments like that and the community card reveals that we did with like, hey, vote and tell us what you want to see this week. Seeing the excitement and things around that was really cool. Just because it was, hey, it was something that you know and it's planned. You get to see something new and interesting, and it's a very specific type of card, which is cool. So I think generally that type of stuff, as well as I will say like hearing from us internally, some of the devs, myself, Josh, Corey, different people, and seeing the reactions we've gotten to us going out in the community was really cool because it's something I'm passionate about is having us all, active and a part of the community, and so it was cool to see people like really resonate with that. I would say are some of the coolest things that we saw. That I was genuinely not surprised. It makes sense that you're excited to see the designers, but seeing so much excitement for everybody on our team was cool.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot. And I definitely view those times fondly. The voting one I knew sometimes would drive me crazy, simply because I knew everybody was going to pick a base first, and then everybody was going to pick a unit, and then an event, and then an upgrade, or like whatever the order was. I can't remember now because it's that's a few months back at this point. But I remember being like, "Please vote for something else, or spice it up a little bit, please, somebody."
Yeah, you're like, I know what this one's gonna be. I know it's a base with an ability. Like
Yeah,
show me something. I loved not only the excitement around it, but also the jockeying around like, oh, how do I get my pick to be
hmm
what it is this time? Like we need to grab all the people and get the votes towards aggression this week because we really want to see aggression, and I thought that was super exciting.
yeah. I definitely when you guys were doing the double aspect ones, the voting, and when it wasn't just by yeah, because at one point you were doing just anything within that color, right? Or the single aspect ones. But then, yeah, there was a point of the double aspect, and it was like you could just vote simply on what double aspect card, what color do you want, and everybody was like cunning, cunning, cunning. I was like, guys, there's one command card left. Just let us see what that is because I want to play Hera, command and see if I want to put that in my deck, And look, I'm
Yeah,
printing these cards out and cutting them, so like, cut me some slack here, help me out, dude. I'm doing arts and crafts every week. Let me try to optimize this.
fair. That's
uh,
fair. All right. I believe I'm starting.
yes.
I roll. All right. Everybody can have guessed we're gonna play Guardians of the World.
Yeah.
Guardian of the World. Makes sense.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense to me. Um, I'm gonna lead off with a chopper,
Oh yeah, I love that guy. I will claim.
and I will pass.
Cool. Chopper is wonderful. What a good droid. Oh no. Not exactly what I was hoping to see with both of these, but we'll find out.
That's what I like to hear.
Yeah, no kidding.
um, and so I guess from a strategy standpoint as well, do you feel like there's going to be anything that you maybe shy away from? Right, like so you said the Twitter polls and those interactions were really good, but was there anything that first time through you're like, for set two spoilers, I don't think I'll take that approach again.
There's little things. I think a lot of what we learned was pacing and timing for things,
Mm.
rather than flat out, oh, this was a bad thing.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely parts of our plan from set one where we learned like, we don't need to do this thing for as long, or we need to shorten these things up and time these up differently. But I would say there was nothing that in my head that right off the top of my head I'd say that I'm like, that was terrible. We got nothing out of that because I think there's some good things to a lot, like there's a lot of different things that appeal to different players, and that's what we talk about a lot with OP and things like that. And so I think there's always some player niche that there's going to be something that resonates with them around a lot of our content, and it may not be for every single player. That's the big thing, and is I think people figuring out like, oh, this is not meant for me as the player that watches every single piece of content that comes out
Yeah.
around this game and understands every card. And there is maybe something that's coming out for those players that just tune in irregularly and are like, I just pick up the boosters when I can, and it's a fun casual game for me. And it's fun to see the differences in what we are able to do for those different types of players. I'm going to add resilience to my
Ooh.
Guardian of the Wells for free.
So what? That's a 2-5 now.
Yep.
Things you hate to see. I'm gonna see if I can mess up your economy though, and I'll
All right.
do one into base and make you discard that top card.
It is Protector. Oh, that's a
What is
bummer. I was hoping to see that.
Okay, just an event. Yeah, cool. Yeah, glad to get rid of that, but I was hoping it would
Yeah,
cost
yeah.
you research.
No matter what, that's a great one to get rid of. I'll do two to base.
Yep. Yeah, and I definitely would agree too that I'll play an Ezra Bridger. That there
Nice.
was pretty much a lot of hits along the way, and it was like anything that I was like, oh, that's not as exciting, was generally because I follow the game too much. Like when when you guys like re-spoiled IG88, like for me, I was like, come on, he was spoiled at IGN like months ago. But for somebody who's not following the game, which are vast majority of people, one didn't see him, and two is also a lot cooler to end with Palpatine as the final leader, as compared to I think Chirrut was the last hero. Either Chirrut or
Yes.
Cassian was. Um,
I think it's yeah.
and that's Palp's just more. I love Chirrut. He's a really cool character within the game and in the
Yeah.
Star Wars universe. But you can't beat Palp. You can't beat
Yeah,
Palp.
Palpatine as the final big bad was an idea we had early on where like he needs to be the final leader that is revealed.
Hmm.
Not only because his ability is really cool, it changes the way you look at control decks and things like that. And I really enjoyed people's reactions to seeing him and seeing the playstyle that he introduces to the game. Unfortunately, I will have to claim.
Whoa.
Leaving a lot on the table here.
Wow. So Chopper didn't even need to mess you
No.
up. I'll go ahead and pass.
All right. Oof. Oof.
All right, I'm good. Yeah, I mean, so now you guys hit the release. You guys have able to like look back, and also I'm sure there's some things on the horizon. Like you said, you have PAX East, but how was pre-release and like release weekend, like for you personally? And then I know you went to some stuff with the devs and got to enjoy it there too. But yeah, just I mean, from your perspective, like how was pre-release? How was release for you? Was everything you guys hoped?
It was pretty astounding to see. I'm gonna pay one for Electrostaff, but it was
Oh my goodness.
yeah, it was really just an amazing experience getting to store, and we saw so many people that we recognized from like different communities online, and we met some people that were like, oh, we watch every live stream, we tune in, and we're in the chat, and we love like checking these things out, and it was just awesome to see. I know the devs really enjoyed like signing cards, and we were out there handing out promos to some of the players, and it was really cool to get to play in some of the pre-release events as well. And so I played in I think a total of, oh no, 4 or 5 events over pre-release and release weekend, so plenty of games in, which is cool.
Well, that certainly is a scary Guardian of the Wheels now. I wish I had a Power of the Dark Side in my deck.
I know. I was like, once I put the matchup, I said, "Oh, thank goodness, no Power of the Dark Sides. We can rock."
Well, I think I'll hit base for 3 with Ezra
That makes sense.
and look at the top. Do I want to play this? I'm going to leave it on top is what I'm going to do. Right? That's what I can do. Yeah.
Sounds good.
I always like triple check myself on these like 3 option
Oh,
cards.
yeah. Yeah, those. I'm going to do 4 to Ezra and take my 3 in return.
Yep.
I need to clean up the board a little bit here.
Yeah, that's fair. Rude, but, fair.
I get it.
I'm going to spend 4 for Kanan.
Nice. I'm going to pay 2 for It Binds All Things. Let's heal 3, and I control a force unit, so let's deal 3. Let's get rid of Chopper.
Yeah.
Because he is a problem. I'm the menace out there.
With that, I will take the initiative.
All right. I will pass.
Cool. Anything spicy from your pre-release boxes? Anything that, you just felt was like, man, that really just kind of made my weekend?
Spicy. I finished my play sets, so I'm done collecting now. I'm just trading for fun, which is cool. A nice change of pace. And so yeah, I got an aggression. My brother, who came to town for the pre-release or for release and the following weekend, he got out of a release weekend event. I think we were playing sealed. He got the Hyperfoil Boba Fett.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Which was cool.
That's
so I traded him for that one, obviously.
Yeah,
I
of
needed that. Yeah.
Oh, that's sick. Yeah, my pre-release boxes were pretty tame, but Brian managed to hit. His luck with CCGs and opening boxes is crazy, and he opened a Hyperfoil Vader in one of his pre-release kits. So that was really good.
That's sweet.
And then that started his addiction, and he ended with like 18 and a half boxes or something along those lines.
That's incredible.
Jeremy tuned into our box opening stream, and then so I was messaging him afterwards. Was like, Brian went and got 3 more, and he still hasn't hit. And Jeremy's like, well, he needs to commit and just buy another case, and then he'll get it. I was like, is that how that works?
Yeah, don't count on my boxes at that point. Just count on by the cases. It works. It's easier.
And then I told him that Brian bought, he ended up just buying a showcase because he's like, I'm done. The only thing I want is a showcase, so I'm done buying boxes. And Jeremy said he turned to the dark side. Was his quote.
Oh man.
All right. Did you killed Ezra, right? Did you take damage back for that?
I did, and then it binds.
Oh, that you binds. That's what it was. Yeah. I was like, I had a play lined up, and then there's no damage because I'm talking too much. So that's a 5, 6, 7.
Yes, 4, 7.
Yeah. I guess. Yeah, I guess we'll do command.
Ooh.
And I think I'm going to go ahead and give 2 experience. And I'll put this into play as a resource.
Okay.
Yeah, in my head I was like, I'll deal the damage and kill it. And I was like, wait a minute. There's no damage on that thing. I'm short.
I wasn't planning to do this, but I'm going to now. I'm going to pay 1 and use Guardians of the Wheel's ability to play Entrenched.
Okay. All right, this is getting out of hand now. This is out.
Yeah. A monster.
So what do you swing for? 4, 7?
7. Yep, 7 and 10 are my stats.
That's absurd. I guess I'll go 6 to base and discard 1.
Let me just put a 10 out there then. And discard 1. Entrenched.
And
2.
I heal.
So 1 aspect. Yep. Let's go ahead and eliminate Kanan.
Yep.
So I take 6 in return.
And I will take out Hera. A very sad Hera who cannot give experience.
I'll play Chirrut.
Yep. And I can't even kill it because you get -1 if I attack you.
Yes.
All right, we'll go 4 in a base and
All
give
right.
no experiences out.
1, 2, 3, 4. All right. I'm going to pay 4 for the forces with me. Let's put those 2 in a shield and attack. I think I go base for 5.
5. Yep. Yeah. And I'll take the initiative.
All right. I'll pass.
And so now that also the communities have been popping off, and I get to be lucky to be a manager of, or manager, admin, whatever the term you want to use, of the Facebook and the Discord. And I mean, invites are just like going crazy in both. I'm approving people. Like, there's an admin assist on Facebook, but it only does it like every hour. And so I feel bad that there's like some people who, if you time it terribly, you're waiting an hour to join the group. So I'll try to like get on top of that. And the last few days, it's definitely been a lot of people coming through, and our Discord is up to 5,690 people. And it felt like yesterday we were talking about how we're at 2,500. And so from my perspective, it's been exploding. And like we've talked about some of the analysts and the insights behind it, and we've kind of shared that a little bit. Not fully up to date, I think, since launch, but like, how are you guys feeling about that? Are these like the numbers you were hoping for? Were you just not really sure? Are you exceeding it? You're excited either way? Like,
yeah, I'd say we're super excited. There is a ton of growth happening. It's been really cool to see the number of people jumping in now, as well as just like the growth from pre-release weekend to now is just it like doubled most of the groups
something like that, yeah.
in a matter of 2 weeks, which is super exciting, and that's what we were hoping for, is to see a massive growth with people getting their hands on the game and wanting to be talking about it, checking it out, and being a part of something bigger. And so yeah, it's really something that we're pretty jazzed about on our end, and I know that we talk about it a lot internally, of just like how can we support the communities better, and what can we do going forward to keep people engaged and interacting and having fun, and outside of just the game, because it is something that, as a trading card game player, you're always thinking about the game, how you engage with it in different ways. And so it's definitely something on the forefront of our mind, is like, oh, this is an even bigger audience than we've been talking to. Because like you said, I remember when I sent like a message being like, wow, we hit 1K, this is so awesome, in the Discord. And so it was like, that's really incredible. And so now to see it's like 5.6, like you said, is like, oh wow, that's a massive growth.
Yep. There's even people joining the Golden Dice Discord, so like something's going right if people are joining our Discord. Little do they know what they're getting into, but
oh yeah, only good stuff.
I'll strike true and finally get rid of your 2-drop.
Bummer. Yes. Right. Yeah. 6 because 4. Yep. Bummer.
Yeah, because the Electro Staff doesn't get around that, right? It's just me dealing damage equal to its power. Yeah, it's not being attacked.
Yep. I think I pay 6 first for the Bendu.
Oh my goodness.
Let's drop a Sentinel out here.
He's got 7. He's
4/7.
4. Things you hate to see, I'll tell you that much. Um,
That was a well-timed strike true, though. Needed that.
yeah,
This Guardian was going to be a problem.
yeah. And I couldn't even like kill it. The downside of Chopper is it takes a few actions before you can swing for two. So you have
Yes.
plenty of opportunities to put some. I think you started with the Resilient, then got the Electro Staff, and I was like, all right, that's a pretty big Guardian.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, I don't know if it's the right, but we'll go. We'll put a Sentinel down.
All right. We'll take out that Sentinel and I'll pop my shield
Yep. And I guess I'll hit into Bendu
for 4.
for 4, and I take 4 back.
I think I go ahead and grab the initiative.
Makes sense. And I'll pass.
All right. Very cool. Very cool. I'm sure that's what you want to hear when I draw cards.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Inspires confidence.
I'm loving it right now. Sure. All right, I'm good.
All right. So you can deal quite a bit of damage. 4 damage, right?
Yep.
Okay. Now what is the right call here? Do I try to keep Bendu alive?
All right, so quick. I need to ask a question so you can't properly think through.
Yeah, do it. Do it. I'm ready.
And again, yeah, this is talking a lot of like post-release stuff. How do you feel like there's a good way to keep the momentum going? Because I feel like even over the course of a game, even say, SWU lasts 10 years, hopefully, and beyond, long-term thinking, I feel like the most exciting a game ever is at release, because this is the first pack that I've ever getting cracked. These are the first cards in the world. Like, how do you feel like you can maintain that momentum going into, set 2 and beyond? Like, is that all the way to set 10? Like, how do you try to recreate almost the excitement of a launch?
Yeah, I think it comes down to pacing, and we talk about it a lot. I'm going to pay 2 for Electro Staff on Bendu.
Yeah.
I think it comes down to trying to not make it feel like this is the most exciting time at all moments of the day and every single day of the week. I think there is a natural wave and a curve to how exciting things can be, and how much you can pay attention to it and devote your time to it. And so having a nice ramp up towards our releases is a big part of our plan. We want to make sure that you're having fun, and the fun keeps growing the closer you get to seeing the new cards. On my side of things, at least on the community of like, hey, we're releasing and showing new things and gearing up for it. But there's also all these other things that are happening simultaneously of like, here's organized play. So store showdowns are happening at this time. And then we have like weekly play. And so there's a lot of finding that balance between where things are and what we're talking about and focusing on at different points. And so I think we're at a really interesting time right now where we're after set 1's launched, so we get to enjoy that. We get to talk so much about set 1, but we're not fully into, talking about set 2 yet. So Shadows of the Galaxy is coming, but we're not ready to, dive into it fully yet. And so I think it's a lot of shifting where we're putting our time and where we're putting our efforts on. And so I think you'll see that in things like deck features like we did last Friday of like, hey, it's just exciting. It's something new. It's a way you can dive into the game in a different way and chat about it, but it's not always just new information at all times.
Yeah. No, I like that. And I felt like there's still been a good amount of engagement and people being excited like about it. Because, yeah, always from my perspective too, like I always got to like check of like, oh, maybe like deck techs aren't the most exciting thing for me, but I've also been crafting decks for, like the last 6 months. Whereas like even in my community Discord of like the Philadelphia area one and South Jersey, like people have been, as soon as that got posted, people were sharing about it and talking about it. And, people that were then like just talking further about cards and that engagement. Like I see that there, even if that isn't necessarily like directive for me, and that's continuing their excitement beyond set one, right? Trying to fill that gap till showdowns come and some of the other stuff. And I thought you guys did it well. I was very excited to see Gideon and the Mando little teaser at the community celebration. That was awesome.
Thank you. Yeah, I was super excited. That was one thing that I was just extremely passionate about, is letting people know like some of the exciting things that are coming up, but not giving out too much information because we want to celebrate set one, but also teasing something that's more than just what's now, but also like this is a game that's we are thinking about the future, and so
Yeah.
that was definitely part of it. Oh, was that a command? Oh
Command
god.
gave 2 experience again and put it into play as a resource.
All
This
right. So now
non-unique.
wing for 6, but it's technically 5 against this person. That's a problem. But hopefully it's not. It's a problem for later. So let's swing for 6 to base, and I'll have the on attack ability. The next the next non card, non heroism or villainy, cost 2 less.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Ooh. I accidentally took away your health from my tracker. Yeah, I don't
Oh
know
no.
about that. I'm gonna go ahead and play a Sabine Wren.
Okay.
The very good-looking, organized play weekly.
Yeah.
Kit, alt art.
That's sweet. That's very cool. Oh gosh. How do I do this? I think I pay 3 for Jedi lightsaber on Bendu.
Oh my goodness! I should have just attacked.
Which is not great timing on that part, but it is what it is.
Yeah. So what? I swing in for 6. You only take 5.
Yep.
And I need to get to
You
12.
need, yeah, I have 4 there, so you need 8 damage basically,
Okay.
right? Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess I'll go ahead and get in 5 damage on Bendu and give an
All right.
experience to Sabine.
That makes sense. I'm going to play for free because of Bendu's ability, Devotion on Chirrut.
Yeah.
So now I know.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take the initiative.
All right. I will swing for 6 to base and heal 2 off of mine.
Yep.
And I'll pass.
Let me put these tokens. I'm going to take 5 and 5 off and put a 10. All right, Super Laser Blast for 12. All right, what are we at? We're at. So I got 7 health. They both swing for that. 5 or is Church of 6? Is it?
Swings for 9 and has 3 health left. Yeah, 3 health left.
Man, I haven't got a good use of ECL yet, so I'm gonna just go ahead and use it.
Oh man.
And I'll Kanan and trade in. Right, that gets me enough. 3, you said, right?
3 does finish. Yep.
Cool. Because he does 4, but you got Electro Staff on there.
Yep, exactly.
And then I'll make you discard 2. Because I had 2 Spectres out.
Protector for 2 vigilance there, and Obi-Wan Kenobi, vigilance heroism. So
get to heal 2. Things are looking up.
Yeah. I'm going to pay 2 for an Electro Staff, my final copy of it.
Oh my goodness.
Right? I played, yeah, that's 3 of them. So good.
I'll spend 3 for the Consortium Star Viper.
Nice. I'll swing for, what is that? That's 5, 8 to base.
Heal 2. This is no issues here. Things are looking great.
things are on the up, yeah.
I'll take the initiative.
All right. I'll pay 3 for Yoda, and then I'll pass.
Yep. And that'll do it. I do have 2 hyperfoils in my hand, though, so I feel like that should count for something.
Yeah, that's a winning hand.
Yeah.
Nice.
Do we want to roll into the third one? Do you want to call it? I don't want to take up.
Yeah, we can roll into a third. We promised 3. Let's roll into 3.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, everybody that's still hanging in, look out for tomorrow. There will be part 3, and we'll catch you then.